What is going on, Cowboys Nation and NFL fans across the world? I hope you're sitting down for this one, because we have just witnessed one of the most seismic shifts in the 2025 NFL offseason, a headline that will send shockwaves not just through the NFC East, but across the entire league. According to none other than the most trusted man in football media, Adam Schefter, it's official: Davante Adams is signing with the Dallas Cowboys. That's right, the six-time Pro Bowler, three-time All-Pro, and arguably one of the best wide receivers of his generation is headed to Arlington to wear the iconic star on his helmet. And trust me when I say, this is not just another free agency splash. This is a legacy-altering, division-shaking, playoff-impacting move that could define the trajectory of the Cowboys franchise for years to come. So let's break it all down, layer by layer, because this is more than just a big name going to a big team. This is a cultural and competitive power shift in the National Football League. Now, let's rewind the clock for just a moment. Davante Adams, drafted in 2014 by the Green Bay Packers, rose to prominence as Aaron Rodgers' favorite target. He carved out a legacy at Lambeau Field with his elite route running, sticky hands, and uncanny ability to make separation in tight coverage. After an illustrious run in Green Bay, he was traded to the Raiders in a blockbuster deal that paired him with college teammate Derek Carr. But after Carr's departure and an unstable quarterback carousel in Las Vegas, Adams voiced his frustrations with the direction of the franchise. In 2024, he was traded yet again, this time to the New York Jets in a short-lived experiment to support Aaron Rodgers' final championship push. But with Rodgers' season cut short by injury, Adams once again found himself in an unstable offensive situation, and by the end of the season, speculation swirled about his future. Fast forward to today, and the speculation is over. The Cowboys have swooped in and landed the superstar wideout in one of the boldest free agency moves we've seen in years. Now let's talk about what this means for Dallas. With CeeDee Lamb emerging as one of the NFL's premier young wide receivers, a top 5 talent with speed, agility, and an ever-improving route tree, adding a seasoned veteran like Davante Adams gives the Cowboys a 1-2 punch that might be unrivaled in the league. Imagine a scenario where defenses are forced to choose between double covering Lamb or Adams because they can't do both. And then consider the Cowboys' existing supporting cast: Brandon Cooks, who still offers speed on the outside, tight end Jake Ferguson, who's blossoming into a reliable red zone target, and Tony Pollard in the backfield, who's dangerous as a runner and a pass catcher. Suddenly, Dak Prescott is surrounded by more talent than he's ever had in his entire career, and the excuses are officially over. This is now a Super Bowl or bust offense, plain and simple. And speaking of Dak, let's consider how this helps his game. One of the biggest criticisms of Dak has been his inconsistency in big moments: playoff games, critical fourth quarters, late game drives. But with a player like Adams, who's known for making clutch catches and dominating in third down situations, Prescott has a safety valve that can calm the storm when chaos hits. Adams isn't just a deep ball threat or a red zone weapon, he's the guy you throw it to on 3rd and 7 when you absolutely need to move the chains. He's the guy who will beat press coverage when everyone knows the ball is coming his way. His presence on the field demands respect from every defensive coordinator, and that opens up the playbook in ways we haven't seen since the Cowboys' 90s dynasty years. But the implications go beyond the field. This move sends a strong message to the rest of the NFC East. To the Eagles, who've been riding high with Jalen Hurts and a young core. To the Giants, who are still trying to find their footing. And to the Commanders, who just brought in a new head coach and are looking to reboot the franchise. The message is clear: Jerry Jones and the Cowboys are tired of being the punchline in January. They are no longer satisfied with double-digit regular season wins and early playoff exits. With this signing, the Cowboys are making a definitive statement: they are going for it all. Now let's pivot and talk about the broader NFL implications. In a league where receiver value has skyrocketed, where guys like Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, and A.J. Brown have completely transformed their respective offenses, adding a proven star like Davante Adams puts the Cowboys right back in an elite tier of championship contenders. The NFC, which has largely been dominated by teams like the 49ers and Eagles in recent years, now has to brace for an ascendant Cowboys team that can legitimately win shootouts against any defense. And let's not forget the schedule with marquee matchups against top-tier teams like San Francisco, Buffalo, and Detroit on the docket. The presence of Adams turns those games from probable losses into must-see primetime battles. From a locker room standpoint, Adams brings veteran leadership. He's been in deep playoff runs. He's faced adversity. He's played in cold-weather playoff games and lined up against the best corners in football. His experience will elevate not just the receiving core but the entire offensive unit. Younger players will benefit immensely from practicing alongside him, learning the nuances of the position, the preparation it takes to be great, and the mindset needed to stay elite year after year. Now, from a financial standpoint, let's address the elephant in the room. How did Dallas afford this? Well, reports suggest that the front office restructured several contracts in anticipation of a splash move. With players like Michael Gallup already off the books, and potential savings from future releases or trades, Dallas was able to free up the cap space needed to offer Adams a competitive deal reportedly in the range of $22 million per year with incentives that could push it higher. That's a steep price, but in the modern NFL, elite receivers cost elite money. And when the window to win is now, you don't worry about cap spreadsheets, you worry about hoisting the Lombardi. Let's talk for a moment about the reaction from fans, because Cowboys Twitter is on fire right now. Instagram is flooded with fan edits of Adams in a Cowboys uniform. TikTok has exploded with highlight mashups of Adams catching bombs from Dak in Madden simulations. The hype is real, and it's palpable. Cowboys Nation has been desperate for a bold, fearless move from ownership, and today, Jerry Jones delivered. But of course, with every big move comes scrutiny. Some analysts will question Adams' age. He's 32, not exactly in his prime anymore. Others will say that signing a big-name wide receiver doesn't guarantee playoff success, and they'd be right. The NFL is a team sport, and championships are won in the trenches. But make no mistake, this move changes the game. Because it's not just about Adams' individual talent. It's about the belief this creates in the locker room. It's about the energy it injects into the fan base. It's about the fear it instills in opposing defenses. And as long as Adams stays healthy, and there's no reason to believe he won't, the Cowboys have the firepower to light up any scoreboard in the league. So what comes next? Training camp will be the first glimpse of this new era. Expect Adams to immediately take on a leadership role in wide receiver meetings. Expect Dak to spend extra reps building chemistry. Expect offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer to design an entirely new route tree to maximize the versatility of Adams and Lamb on the field at the same time. And expect media coverage wall to wall from every outlet in the country. This will be the most talked about offense in football heading into the season. And if things click, if the line holds up, if the defense maintains its top 10 form under Dan Quinn, then we might be witnessing the beginning of something truly special in Dallas. So let me hear from you, Cowboys Nation. Do you believe Davante Adams is the missing piece? Can this move finally get us over the hump and into the NFC Championship and maybe, just maybe, to the Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you're hyped for this move, and don't forget to subscribe because we've got updates coming every step of the way. From roster breakdowns to preseason predictions and everything in between, we're going to be your number one source for Cowboys coverage this season. I've been your name, and this has been your breaking news update on the biggest signing of the offseason. Davante Adams is a Cowboy. Let's go.